Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. Um, I know, in case anyone's noticed, yes, I've been gone for a while. Um, Once again, I had stuff to do, though I'm pretty sure I will be posting stuff in the near future. Alright, so this is part of my Good Ideas series where I give you good ideas. And here, this is a phenomenon, my explanation to a phenomenon that's bothered me a lot in media and probably bothered you as well. The time loop paradox. So, you've probably seen it in, like, for example, in Marvel movies or whatnot, where where there's just a loop of like people going forward in time and then backward in time, and interacting with each other, and it happens over and over again. But it's like, where did the time loop come from? You're thinking like, wait, but how did this happen? Where did this time machine come from that keeps like getting sent back in time, for example? And this is an example I'm thinking of is in the Loki series by Marvel. There's this guy Victor, uh, who's like from, I don't know, the 18th century, and he created all the time fuckery, time travel stuff that the TVA uses. And then there's this guy, I don't remember what his name was, Casey or whatever, and he was inspired by Victor's work to create this book, this guide to the TVA, which is, what all the technology is based on, I think. But to awaken like Victor's true destiny or whatever, some people throw the book into his through his window when he's a child by traveling back in time, which inspires him, this book, to create all the time fuckery stuff, which inspires Casey, which inspires Victor, which inspires Casey, and then you're left wondering, wait, their work is based on each other's. Where did the work actually come from? Where did the information come from? If it keeps getting passed between them, but where did this start? Well, here's my solution. So, um, uh, because if one way you can think about it is the chicken and egg paradox. This is how some people call it, not always in the context of time travel, but uh, like as a paradox, where which came first, the chicken or the egg? One creates the other. So where did it all start from? But if you actually think about the chicken and egg paradox scientifically, where did chickens come from? From evolution. And what is evolution? It is a loop of children being made and changing a little bit over and over again until it stabilizes into a species. And this my solution basically works the same way for time travel. So, for example, let's say you're moving forward in time normally, you're just going through your life, doing stuff, uh, and somewhere after reaching the future, you create a time machine. And now you can travel not only into the future, but also into the past. So that's exactly what you do, because who wouldn't? And you go into the past, and this changes the past, obviously. For this, let's assume that this doesn't follow, classical Marvel time travel system, where going into the past creates a new past, like a new timeline. So, the let's assume for this one that going into the past changes the future. So, um, there's only one timeline, and time is getting changed and overwritten. So here you go into the past after reaching the future and making the time machine, and let's say you, for example, give your past self the time machine. Well, this changes the past. This changes what your past self will do. And let's say, for example, they use the time machine to go into the past later, or to go into the past earlier. So basically, this changes what they decide to do in the future. And now the future is overwritten. The future you originally came from, where you created the time machine, is now gone. And the time machine just exists now without anyone creating it. And or yeah, also another option here, what your new past self might do is they might just travel into the future with the time machine instead of waiting, for example. And basically this overwrites everything that's happened so far, and this changes the future, which means that the travel back into the past is also changed. So now the past self, your past self is changed again, and that's overwritten. Now there's another new past, or no, yeah, this is the yeah, this is the third version of the past now. Uh, and now this changes the past, which means you go into the future differently, which means you go into the past differently, and so on and so forth. And this just leads to a cycle of the future and past changing over and over again. And basically, this will have two outcomes. Eventually, something blocks you from being able to go into the past and future anymore, like the time machine is destroyed or something, or it stabilizes the loop of people going from the future to the past. Uh, becomes stable because at one point the past or future self does something that doesn't change the future or past anymore. They go into the past, but they do it the exact same way that was done before, which means the past is affected the same way as before. So that's one of the two outcomes I can see going. And what can happen will happen. So in the option where the time loop stabilizes, now there's a loop that just happens over and over again for infinity of people going from the future to the past with a time machine. Except if you ask the future self giving you the time machine, where did you get this? They'll just say, "Oh, I got this from um, another future me," and maybe the other future them even told them how they got the time machine, but somewhere along that chain of different versions of you giving each other time machines, someone didn't tell the other version where they got the time machine. And at that point in the chain, the information of where the time machine actually came from is lost, because now that future where you just created the time machine normally with your own two hands, that future doesn't exist anymore. So it's funny because there's in this system of time travel, there's a past and future of the past and future. The timeline changes, which means that there's a past version of the past and future, and there's a future version of the past and future, which is crazy to think about. So basically, you're just left with this time travel situation, this loop, this paradox, where nobody can see how it could have started, but it started somehow. It's just that there's no way to prove exactly how it started, because you know the time itself has changed. Things used to have happened, but they now have never happened. If that makes any sense. So, if you understood any of what I just said, then congratulations. You're like better off than me, because originally when I thought of this and I wrote it down, I barely understood it myself. But now I think it's pretty easy to wrap my head around, especially if you understand how evolution works and trying to make an analogy with the chicken and egg paradox, then it makes kind of sense, I would say. So yeah, I'll be posting soon, I think, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.